me, man. Why? Why?
That was the most pathetic thing I have ever watched.
Ready to run 50 miles, and you know who I don't see out here?
I am about to crash out.
Oh, Danny, my friend.
It brings me no joy to record this clip. Let's go ahead and let's check out your starting lineup with no Travis Hunter over the next few weeks, because already, you were down bad, big fella. But now what? We are having to put Colston Loveland back inside that starting lineup for the third time this season, the fourth time this season. You can't let go of him, and honestly, he's going to be your downfall.
So here I am, driving to my haircut, blasting tunes in the car. I look down for 1 second to change the song. Ian Rappaport. Travis Hunter's going to be placed on IR. We don't even know if he's going to be available for the January playoff push. It's just can I have some nice things for once? Can I have anything that's nice? The breakout number 2 overall pick, 24 plus points before the bye. Everything we're hearing, this guy's going to be a breakout after the bye from his own head coach. First in the progression, number 1 wide receiver on Jacksonville. And then a random Wednesday practice happens and this guy is on IR. We saw last year, my number 1 wide receiver, his quarterback takes him out with a dolphin dive to the knee. Now my breakout young wide receiver? Are we serious? Me, man. Why? Why? I am about to go walk into my barbershop, bawling my eyes out because Travis Hunter just went down for the year. You guys don't understand just how much this means to me, just how much passion I have. I literally get a grown man to cry. I'm not even joking. I'm trying not to right now, and this shit's just coming out of my eyeballs. What the fuck?
Here's the difference between the Ladster and yours truly. I have the it factor, right? I have the spidey senses. I know, and I know when something bad's about to happen to a player, as evidenced by, we trade away Cam Scadaboo, injured. We trade away Quinshon Judkins, injured. Nobody I draft this year gets injured. Is that a coincidence? Or is it investing into my training staff and understanding my players at a deeper level than Danny does, where Danny's willing to go out there, he'll draft Rashee Rice, he'll draft Travis Hunter. He'll draft anybody that's going to go down for the season.
Finished my haircut, and there's only one thing I was thinking that entire time on that barber's chair. Barber's asking me, hey, Danny, you want a lineup? You need to clean out your beard. Asking me all these questions, and all I kept thinking in the back of my head is, I just want Travis Hunter's knee back.
I need to address something. Avery continues to beat the drums. Domain's one of the best teams here because we have the only championship. Fair, Avery. You do have the only championship. If me and Danny teamed up and colluded like you guys did, and I bent over backwards and traded Danny my entire team like Nathan did last year, I'm sure we'd have a championship as well. Now, I know his comeback's going to be, Corey, you in the toilet bowl last year. You don't even get to talk. Well, nowhere near the toilet bowl right now. Danny has a 500 record, and both of us were top 5 in the power rankings when we did it. And no other channel with 2 members was even close. Yeah, I think that we have a right to talk now. Nathan hadn't learned anything from last year. If Nathan was, bouncing back and Domain was still doing well, you could be like, yeah, Domain's got their shit together. It's you have your shit together, but your channel mate continues to throw his chances of winning this league. And it's splashing back on you, rightfully so.
That was the most pathetic thing I have ever watched. Hey, everybody, Corey's top 5 in the midseason power rankings for the Flock League. Hang the banner. Are you kidding me? Hey, Avery, I know you won the championship, but I'm in 4th place right now, so I feel like I'm doing pretty well.
Corey's argument of why Fantasy Stock Exchange is good at this is because they had 2 top 5 teams in the power rankings. The hypothetical rankings. You lost the league, and Danny was also in the toilet bowl with you. So you can talk about all you want, power rankings this, power rankings that. Clearly you wanted to do them so badly because you and Danny wanted to rank yourselves highly so you could, in this hypothetical world, have a good team. All I'm seeing is a YouTube channel that's never made it to the playoffs in this league and has been bound for the toilet bowl ever since we started.
I cannot believe I'm doing this. I agree with Mason Dodd. Mason's right. Mason and I are united on something. Because Mason and I are, fighting over, hey, I've got a bunch of regular season wins. I've got the championship and the playoff wins. And so, we're the Chiefs and we're the Eagles and we're fighting about who's the better team, who's the better dynasty, blah, blah, blah. And then you have the Jets. Corey's the Jets, and Corey's like, hey, what about me? You both suck. I'm the best, actually. And everybody's like, what? That's what's happening in this league right now. Big news, picked up Kyle Monungai off of waivers. Always stash those backup running backs just in case on your roster. Just in case Swift ever went down or he got a bigger role. The week I need him and I'm down a running back, he's the starter against the Bengals. Perfect spot start this week.
All right, we're up this beautiful Saturday morning, ready to run 50 miles. And you know who I don't see out here? Zachary Dodd, that's who. And you know what they say? Fantasy football team's only as good as its leader. And Zach, you're letting them down.
You know, I don't think it could have been better timed. I made all these clips of Mason, and then the next clip I see is him running 50 miles. That's just poetry. It's weird. No one else really feels a need to tell the public or this channel how active they are, but in case nobody's saying it, very proud of you, Mason Dodd, for going out there and being active. Unfortunately, not only did Mason run 50 miles, he also ran from the smoke. He declined our offer, did not want to take on the challenge that we presented. Not much you can do there, guys. We did our best. For now, it remains a mystery.
All right, I am reacting live right now. I just see a bunch of stuff in the sleeper chat. I see his trade was processed, so I didn't want to. I just figured I'd come on here Sunday morning before the games. I'm taking on the Devs before we get into this trade reaction. They don't have DeAndre Swift, so whatever voodoo magic my team has when I face another team and they're missing players on bye and injuries, it just continues because now the Devs have to start Brian Robinson. The matchup is by no means a slam dunk. Now, here's what I'll go to. I'm just going to go to the chat. I'm going to go to the last time that somebody talked in the chat, and it was yesterday, Danny. He ends up putting a player on the trade block. It's Travis Hunter, who was trending up perfectly for him. Seems to have suffered some sort of borderline serious knee injury in practice. So he basically just said the highest bidder, my current best bid is $4. And I'm just scrolling down here and it looks like the trade went through to Avery for $10. I'm not gonna lie, I just didn't see this. I was out and about. I was helping Mason. We were finishing up his 50-mile race, running the final 10 with him. The last thing I was gonna do was open the sleeper chat. So I did not see this one at all. I probably would have outbid $10, but yeah, I mean, Avery's team just gets potentially better when it comes to the playoff push. So that one kind of stinks since I didn't have my phone notifications on, but I don't really think it'll matter in the long run.
Danny, so down bad after his haircut about Travis Hunter going to IR, trades him for 10 fab to Avery. Pennies. We need a wellness check on Danny because this man is clearly not all right.
So it's Sunday morning in the Flock League. I am just devastated because the Blue Jays lost probably the most heartbreaking thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Looking at these matchups for the week, coming out of Thursday Night Football, I'm up 36.96 points to Badake here. Got a pretty nice performance out of Lamar and Zay Flowers. Around the league, we got Nathan with a pretty big performance on Thursday night from the Baltimore Ravens defense. That definitely gives him an edge. Danny and Sammy both had some matchups going with Derrick Henry going for 13 points and Devon Achane going for 16. Not great performances from either of them. And then Sal had kicker Tyler Loop going. So not a whole lot of action around the Thursday night slate here. Nothing's really changed too much with a lot of these matchups, although lots of people are going to be starting backup running backs this week. The Trevion Hendersons, the Kyle Monungai, bunch of backup running back fill-ins for a lot of people around the Flock League.
Special something came in the mail. Woo! We got some f***ing heat, baby. Let's go. Welcome to the squad, JJ.
So being in a league with Mason Dodd, almost every single week, you start to learn stuff about yourself that you never knew because it's just not true. Here's what I'm going to do. This is a Sunday my time. Okay, and I know Mason Dodd's gonna back out of the bet, and here are the type, I'm gonna guess right now what sort of verbiage he's probably gonna use. So, what he'll probably do is lie about the bet. He'll probably say something stupid like, Zach wanted me to bench like 5 players. I guarantee it's gonna happen. Second thing, he's gonna try and disrespect me by saying, well, I'm in the playoffs. All right, your team is not as good as mine, so I care more for some reason. Third thing he's gonna do is gonna say that I'm scared. And the last thing he's going to do is take no accountability. That's just what we typically see from a Mason Dodd clip.
Here's exactly how scared of us Zachary Savage is. He comes through and he says, oh, if you bench Josh Allen and Josh Jacobs, then maybe I'll have a fair shot to beat you and I will take off my hat. I go, oh, well, unlike you, I'm still playing for something in this league, right? I'm still in it. I'm still fighting for a bye, so I'm not willing to do anything like that. But I'll make a real bet with you. Well, name your price. What do you want to do? I win. You take off the hat. You win. What do I have to do? And he shuts it down immediately. He knows he's not going to win. He knows there's a 0.0% chance of that happening. So I try to make an official bet, ladies and gentlemen, but sadly, he is not willing to accept the challenge.
In quite literally the least surprising news of the week, Mason Dodd replies exactly how I thought he was going to. Literally can read this man like a book. And yeah, no accountability. Again, this man decides to start off the week trying to challenge me. Okay, that's the only reason I even replied back to him. And then crickets. Cowardly stuff from a king.
Woo! Get him, Jordan! Get him, Jordan! See you later, 27. Where you at, brother?
It is a good start to the 1 o'clock games. I just had to once again prove, at least for like, a couple of seconds, just set it all up to show that I could watch some football. We have touchdowns, a pass from DJ Moore. McCaffrey has 14 points in like the first quarter. Now, Jonathan Taylor isn't doing anything yet. That hopefully has to change in the second half. I am expected to win, but we're going to need Jonathan Taylor to do something. So if JT can get going, we got some guys in the afternoon games, but a lovely start. Drizzlicious, the best snack probably right now in America. If you don't know, now you know.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Nico Collins could never.
Now Tucker Kraft is down, man. Tucker Kraft. Same week as Travis Hunter, man. That's 2 starters, man. No fucking way! No! Oh, apparently it was only a cramp. Thank fucking God.
I mean, my guy T. Higgins. Touchdown so nice, he had to do it twice.
T. Higgins just scored his second touchdown of the game. I had fucking Colston Loveland in the lineup and took him out after Komet got announced active. I missed the Colston Loveland breakout week. This is insane.
Sitting here thinking, how the hell are we letting Drake London, with 6 minutes to go in this game, already have 25 points? Then I realized I drafted him. I mean, he didn't get to see any playing time for us. Sadly, we had to let him go, but I'm looking at Zach's team here, and I'm starting to realize, well, I drafted Jaden Daniels. I drafted Ja'Cory Krusky-Merritt. I drafted Drake London. I drafted half these players. Did the defensive coordinator even change the game plan? Did he change the game? They have our calls. They know what we're trying to do before we do it. Just straight up embarrassing.
Mason, if you're in need of a wide receiver, hit me up, bro. I have a backup quarterback. He's just sitting there. Caleb Williams, 2 catches, 22 yards and a touchdown. He'd probably be your best receiver on your team, realistically. So if you need a receiver, I got you.
Well, this is awkward. I may or may not have put the order in before we traded you away to Nathan, man. Nathan, you think you'll fit in this dress?
Danny, I already have 2 Puka Nacua jerseys. I would love to take on a third. That one looks pretty sick, so I'll take you up on that offer.
Mason, if you could just DM me your billing, shipping information, whatever, I'm gonna send you a little gift for T. Higgins, just as a thank you. I'm really grateful for you sending him over to me. I just want to show you how grateful I am. So let me know.
What the fuck? Colston Loveland! Oh my God!
All right, so we're coming out of the 4 p.m. window, and things are not looking great. My team kind of underperformed. Chase Brown and Darius Slayton ended up getting some garbage time production. I fear that Badake is probably going to take me down unless something unforeseen happens here. Not a good situation for me. Looking around at the rest of the league, it looks like we're going to have a tight matchup between Nathan and Thomas, the editor. It looks like Puka Nacua is already cooking for Nathan here. He has a 67% chance of winning this as of right now. Avery looking at a 82% chance to take down Nick, the editor, with Patrick Mahomes and the Rashee Rice stack going right now. We'll see how that one plays out. Danny leaves Colston Loveland on his bench, which absolutely stings, but he's got a tight end now with Tucker Kraft out for a little bit. Sammy Stax' team is an absolute frying wagon at the moment. And then Sal cooking the devs pretty easily. The closest matchup, I would say, just based on projections, maybe Zach versus Mason, just because they're both at like 80 points right now. Mason does have Josh Allen already kind of cooking up, and Zach had most of his players play already. But if Washington can get it done tonight, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, Jaden Daniels, Brandon Aubrey on Monday night, he should have a decent chance to be able to score some points. And that one will be one that a lot of us are monitoring. Myself, Avery, some of the other teams that are trying to hope to get that second bye week. I think a lot of us are going to be hoping that Mason loses to Zach in that matchup.
It's just absolutely easy for Davante Adams on the quick slant touchdown. I mean, I'm getting closer and closer as the games go on here in the second slate of games. I have Jimmy and Shakira in the other game against the Kansas City Chiefs. Something special is happening over here. Could I potentially go 3-0?
Nick, you should have never traded him to me. He learned how to be a running back. You should have never traded him. I know the QJ touchdown was revenge too, but you should have never traded him to me. You should have never done it.
I'm sorry, Avery. What did you say? I couldn't hear you over my Kyron Williams touchdown.
I am about to crash out. You're about to see me crash out. I was stuck at 99% chance to win the entire afternoon until the fourth quarter of the Jaguars-Raiders game. Two teams that shouldn't be in the NFL. And they decide to score 44 points. And Bowers drops 43 on me. 43 points from a tight end. I had 33 from Kraft last week. I had 35 from McBride the week before. And now I have 43 from Bowers. What do I need to do to just get an easy win? What do I need to do? So we go in tomorrow, Monday night. You know, we did this already once this season, and we needed 5 points from Hampton, and he got me 3. We need 15 from Javonte Williams. What am I supposed to do? I'm literally at a loss. I literally don't know what to say. I needed to win this week, and I literally had it. I literally had a win. And that bald fricker just killed me. Nick and Bowers.
Woo! Brock Bowers, baby! Oh my!
I hate this league. I hate it.
This is great news for me. Now I know that George Kittle's going to have a huge game in week 11 when I play Avery.
What a crazy week in the Flock League. We are about 15 minutes out from Sunday Night Football, and a couple of true contenders on the ropes here. There's a couple of teams that could go down, starting with what I consider to be maybe the biggest upset of the week. The 1-7 editor, Nick, is currently within striking distance, currently ahead 14 points against Zero Dark Avery, who right now is in contention for a bye, voted number 2 team in the power rankings. But Brock Bowers, in his return, a 43-point haymaker for Nick the editor on 127 yards, 12 catches, 3 touchdowns. If Javonte Williams goes under 14 points here, then Avery will drop to 5-4, but I think he should be able to get that done given how good Javonte has been. Moving into Mason versus Zach. Zach still fighting for his season. Mason, of course, looking to secure that bye. And Mason's team is done. 123 points is what they put up. Zach, Jaden Daniels, and Bill Merritt about to kick off right now, and Brandon Aubrey on Monday night. Myself, another team, potentially in contention for the bye here, especially if Mason does in fact lose. I am losing to Badake right now. When you have Kamani Vidal drop 3 points, you leave Dalton Kincaid on your bench, you don't really deserve to win. And Badake's about to have Charbonnet and Ertz go. Andy has the Cowboys going tomorrow night. The only way I would win this matchup is if Maserati Marv absolutely breaks out and goes for 100 yards and 3 touchdowns or something like that. I am probably going down at the hands of Badake here. The other matchups seem to be pretty cut and dry, pretty straight away. If Nathan gets some points here from Jake Ferguson and also Sam Darnold on Sunday night, he should be able to take down Thomas. Danny looks like he will fall to Sammy Stacks here. Sal easily takes care of the devs. Those are the matchup updates for the Flock League heading into Sunday Night Football. Lots of action left to go. Couple of really, really high caliber teams could go down this week. If a couple of us lose here, Mason, Avery, myself, we could be looking at a very, very tight playoff race. We'll see what happens heading into Sunday Night Football. Good luck to everybody.
All right, guys, going into Sunday Night Football, I do have 3 players left, and I'm feeling pretty good. Why? Because I'm currently up by 3 points against Bush, but I have 2 players playing on Sunday night, which is the Zach brothers and Zach Charbonnet and Zach Ertz, if you will. If these guys can give me a comfortable enough lead, I'll feel pretty comfortable going into Monday night. So, hey, I could be going 3-0. And your boy is not going to Denny's. Come on, baby, talk me up.
I need this win more than a fish needs water. If I win this game right now, it gives me a real shot to separate with Sal, and we can be the top 2 teams in the league and it won't even be remotely close. And what has to happen this Sunday night? You know, if you're playing Zach, it's always going to come down to the very end. Zach likes the drama, and we know he doesn't have the clutch gene. Right now, we are up 123-77, and Zach has Jaden Daniels, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt going in about 5 minutes from now. So here's what we need. The Seattle Seahawks defense, come through for us. Please, for the love of God, shut down Washington. We'll see if we can stop them. And it's probably going to come down to Monday night. Look at this.
Oh, that is right. Oop. Oh, nope, he's not down. He's going. He's going. He's gone. He's gone. He's gone.
If y'all don't know, Mr. Zachary Savage is a Commanders fan, a Chiefs fan, and his own fantasy team, he's riding and dying with the Washington Commanders with the combination of Jaden Daniels and Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. They're about to go 28-0 in the first 19 minutes of this game. If I'm looking at our matchup now, it's GG's. It's over. Wrap it up. Like Zachary Savage, and maybe this bites me in the ass, but it was a pleasure playing you. It was a pleasure beating you. And honestly, it was very, very enjoyable. I wanted this one very badly. But now the real question we have to ask is it time for Badake to take over all of Fantasyland? Because Badake at this point is rising from the depths, coming from absolutely nowhere. He takes me down, and all of a sudden his players get confidence. They go, oh my gosh, if we can beat the team of destiny, we can beat anyone. So Badake is on a 3-game win streak, going from 0-6 to 3-6. After we beat Zach this week, Zach is also going to be 3-6. And yeah, this is just absolutely wild. And honestly, it looks like Sal and I are separating from the rest of the league.
Well, thankfully for the second straight week, we don't have to sweat on Monday Night Football. We've already locked up the victory against the Devs. And there's a chance, it's not a guarantee by any means, but there's a chance that we could have a 2 to 3 game lead on a first round bye. Unfortunately, it looks like Mason is going to win this week. Zach's going to lose. He ended up getting nothing from some of his guys on Sunday night. I mean, if I'm 8-1, ideally, you'd have a multiple game lead on the number 1 overall spot, which again, in this league, reminder, if you have the number 1 spot, not only do you get a bye, but then in the final 4 of the playoffs, you get to choose your opponent. So ideally, like my guys tonight, we just wouldn't go out there. I could call up Arizona, call up Dallas, and be like, hey, don't put George Pickens or Trey McBride out there. We need them for next week in the playoffs. Let's not risk an injury. But if they're going to go out there, well, then I'm going to root for some points. But more importantly, there is one matchup in the Flock League tonight that actually is going to matter and maybe has some real chance of an upset. As I look over the rest of the league matchups right now, they're basically all decided. It does look like Badake is going to go home and take on his 3rd straight win, by the way, which puts him maybe like 1 or 2 games out of a playoff spot after not having any wins a month ago. Shout out Badake for that. But right now, most of these matchups are already decided besides one that has a real chance right now to be a sweat all the way until the 4th quarter on Monday night, keeping us all up and just shit talking, which is perfect. That's why we love fantasy football. It's going to be Avery against Nick. Nick, who arguably has the worst team in this league right now, a lot of decimated by injuries, but there's a chance he defeats Avery this week. Avery's team has been playing good. Avery has Javonte Williams tonight, but he's still down by about 14 fantasy points. He needs 14 to 15 fantasy points out of Javonte Williams, something that Javonte has done in the majority of his games this year, but in 2 games this year, he's had less than 14 fantasy points. So there is a real sweat that's going to happen tonight, and I feel bad for Avery. The only reason this is even a possibility is because Brock Bowers for Nick, I think his 2nd round, maybe 1st round pick, I think it was early 2nd round, he reached on him like 13th overall or something. He came back and he had 3 touchdowns, 43 fantasy points scored in the last seconds of overtime just to give Nick a chance and a decent chance to win this matchup. Avery 2 weeks ago against me had it in the bag. Christian McCaffrey drops 45 or 40 plus points on him. Avery this week had it in the bag, and Brock Bowers in overtime in the late slate continues to score touchdowns late in that game and drop 40 plus fantasy points. We're all going to be sweating tonight that one matchup, and there's a reason why. If Avery was to lose this matchup and Javonte didn't get there, I would pick up a 3-game lead with right now the points tiebreaker on having a 1st round bye. And oh yeah, by the way, I don't want to look too far ahead to next week, but I do take on Danny. I've been calling him a bye week for a couple of weeks now, and there was like a smidge of time. You probably saw it in the videos where I was a little bit nervous now about all the shit that I talked to Danny. That all went away. I mean, Danny is back to being the ultimate bye week in this league, and it's nothing wrong with what Danny's doing. He actually made a very good trade. Unfortunately, though, since that trade, he's lost Travis Hunter for likely the season. He's lost Tucker Kraft for definitely the season. So now heading into our matchup next week, I'm not scared at all about Danny. Danny, as of right now, it's Monday morning. He has 56 fantasy points this week. 56 fantasy points this week is what Danny currently has, and there's only one game left to play. So I'm feeling pretty good about Danny once again being the bye week, and if that's indeed the case, through 10 weeks of the season, it looks like we're going to be 9-1.
You know, Sal, it's really interesting that you say that about Danny's team. Not so coincidentally a week after he makes that deal with me. And I know you're trying to, say that, oh, he's not the bye week just because he made this huge blockbuster trade where he traded away 2 crucial starting assets in his lineup. It doesn't have to do anything with that at all. It actually has to do with the fact that he lost Travis Hunter, who wasn't startable anyways, and lost Tucker Kraft, but is actually replacing that with Colson Loveland, but we'll just totally ignore that. Let's just keep pretending that he totally fleeced Nathan by getting Jefferson and Derrick Henry. Let's totally pretend that Derrick Henry this season is just gonna produce at the same level that he has been for a decade. Let's assume that even though he hasn't been able to find the end zone consistently all year, and he's averaging 13 points per game, by the way, which is the same amount that Jaylen Warren is averaging right now. Let's just pretend that doesn't exist. Let's just ignore the fact that JJ McCarthy is right back down to 20 to 25 passing attempts per game. Look, here's the moral of the story. When some fantasy assets try to tell you who they are for the first 8 weeks of the season, believe them. Just did some quick math here. Yeah, that's a 19-point difference. That's kind of awkward, isn't it? Definitely not the, difference between me winning and losing this week, falling to 3-6 versus staying in it at 4-5. Definitely the clown move of the year. Definitely the worst trade I've ever seen in my entire life. The extra 20 points, they don't matter. Screw the extra 20 points. I would rather have the cool names on my team. I would rather have Jefferson and Derrick Henry, because Derrick Henry's going to the Hall of Fame. Can't be making that move. You're stupid if you do it. Really, really dumb.
I mean, I couldn't even get through the whole Nathan clip. I don't know what this guy's saying. I think he's trying to frame it as if the reason Danny is the bye week is because the deal that he made. Nathan, if Danny didn't have Derrick Henry and Justin Jefferson, not only will he be starting Baishal Tootin and Bam Knight next week, he'd also be starting like Darius Slayton off waivers, right? His team is no doubt about it better because he has those 2 pieces in his lineup compared to Puka Nacua. Also, saying that Colston Loveland is just gonna 1-for-1 replace Tucker Kraft rest of season, not just the one game that he had when Cole Kmet and Luther Burton were hurt last week. No, the rest of season, it's not even close. It's an obvious and massive downgrade, and I wouldn't be shocked if Colston Loveland is on Danny's bench in 2 weeks. And let's also remember here, you're saying Travis Hunter wouldn't start in a lineup that Danny is starting Baishal Tootin next week and Bam Knight. I get it. After 1 week, Puka Nacua scores 22 points. Justin Jefferson only scores 16. So the fact that those guys scored comparable points after 1 week, Nathan wants his due back. I mean, I was here last week. I was trying to tell everybody that Nathan won this deal. No other deal has been anywhere near as bad as this one. You could tell me all the great things about Puka Nacua. There is no way he's anywhere near worth what Nathan just gave up. I had his back completely, and this is how he repays me? By turning on me just like this, not even a week later? What gives, Nathan?
Look, I'm not letting this go yet because we spent an entire dedicated video for everyone just to trash on me and walk all over me. But it's my turn now. Look, through the first week of post making this trade, it has saved my week, and it's resulted in Danny losing by quite a bit. Look, you're gonna have everybody in the flock league, everybody saying that, oh, Nathan, it's only 1 week. Oh, Nathan, I still can't believe that you traded Justin Jefferson and Derrick Henry. Like their name value means anything for their actual production that they are posting this season, which is lackluster and resulted in me being 3-5 to begin with. So while Sal and Mason and Bush are drafting Julio Jones, LT, and Todd Gurley in 2025 because their name value is awesome, top notch in 2025. They'll be drafting those guys in 2025 just because of their name value. Hey chat, just wanted to know, again, very interested in LaDainian Tomlinson and what he was able to do in fantasy. Can you just real quick tell me how many points he scored in his best season?
Absolutely. So LaDainian Tomlinson's best fantasy season was indeed that legendary 2006 season. He racked up roughly 420 PPR fantasy points.
So even though that was in 2006, it is 2025. And I honestly think if I draft him in my fantasy league this year, that he could do the exact same thing. Do you think that he could match that production?
I love the enthusiasm. And hey, I wish we could just magically pull 2006 LT right into 2025. But unfortunately, that's not how it works. since he's long retired and definitely not in the league anymore.
Wait. So you're telling me that, like, let's say Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry right now is averaging 13 points per game in 2025. You're telling me that just because he in the past has averaged like well over 20 points per game, you're telling me that Derrick Henry can't do that again?
Exactly. You got it. So even if a player like Derrick Henry has had those monster seasons in the past, it doesn't automatically mean he's guaranteed to hit that same level every single year.
Happy Monday. The Mondays are real, and not because you have to go back to work and because your boss hates you. No, the Mondays are real because you could have had this matchup wrapped up yesterday in the Flock League, and Bald Bowers decided to score 43 points. So now what you have in the case of the Mondays, your chance at a repeat Flock championship for $10,000 comes down to Javonte Williams, who up until 3 months ago didn't know how to run a football. I almost always watch the Monday night game, but I literally can't do this. This man traded you. Nick is bald and he traded you, okay? It's revenge time, Javonte. Please.
If y'all want to figure out what's going to happen any given week, you just got to ask yourself one simple question. What would benefit Mason Dodd the most? Because typically, whatever would, that's what's going to happen, right? Oh, we're going to see Badake take down Corey. Oh, we're going to go ahead and we're going to see Nick, the editor, the worst team in the league, take down Avery. We're going to see Mason win. Of course, he always does. And effectively just lock up that round one bye. But I don't want to say it's luck. I know a lot of people in the comment section, I know the other league creators will go, oh, Mason's so lucky, so lucky. It's not luck. What it is it's a little word we call destiny. You think I named my team from the very beginning of the season and haven't changed it a single week? The team of destiny as a joke? You think this is a joke to me? This is my life. This is what I put everything into. And you think I'm going to let a freaking Canadian FSC guy come out here and have any real say in what's going to happen in this league? No. They can have a say what's happening in the toilet bowl. They're for damn sure not getting a say what's happening in the real playoffs.
Marvin Harrison Jr., baby. Let's go.
Sam Williams fucking blocked the punt. Touchdown, Cowboys defense.
Let's go. I can't speak too loud because my little one's sleeping right now. But look at the block fumble from the boys. What an absolute dig. And then the ball just flies back into the end zone. Something special is happening. I'm believing. My God, I was not expecting that. Marvin Harrison is popping off in the first quarter. 131 points to 117. Let's go.
Touchdown, Cowboys defense. Oh, I'm in this for Badake. Badake, 3 games straight, back up. If y'all don't remember, Badake last year started off incredibly strong in this league, and then he went on a crazy losing streak, losing pretty much every single game for like the last 7 weeks of the regular season. I'm thinking Badake is flipping the script this year. I'm thinking Badake is actually about to make the playoffs. He is taking down every creator one by one by one.
Of all teams to make a defensive play, the Dallas Cowboys just scored a freaking special teams touchdown against me. The one thing that I could not have happen. Thankfully, Marvin Harrison Jr. is cooking. Hopefully he continues to do that. But are you kidding me? The Cowboys score a special teams touchdown. The Cowboys. Luckiest motherfucker alive, Badake. I had you dead to rights, man. Okay, Marvin, pep talk time. You've come this far. You've scored 20 fantasy points. That's the most you've scored all season. I need you for another touchdown in this second half. Please, dude.
All right, we're at half. Javonte Williams is at 4.2 points. Let's keep him there, fellas. Let's keep him there.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is officially official that I have won 3 in a row. I have taken down Mason. I have taken down Nathan. I have now taken down Bush. Shout out to the Dallas Cowboys defense for just coming through and just skirting along just enough because look, Marvin Harrison had a breakout game, but the defense is the one that came through for me. Having that block punt and scoring was absolutely key. 3-0 in the last 3 weeks here. And let's change the board together, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Oh boy, 3-6. And let me remind you of all the injuries that I have endured this year. I have a really good feeling that I may not be going to Denny's this year. But look, anything's possible. Next week, I have Nick, the editor, and he just beat Avery.
The best fantasy football players are the luckiest fantasy football players. And I have the worst luck of all time. Congratulations to Nick. You moved to 2-7. This win doesn't help you. You're not making the playoffs. It really only serves to screw me over. We go to 5-4, and we go to 5-5 because, again, we don't have our team next week. So we now are going to be at, again, second in points and 500 through 10 weeks of this league, just like we were last year. Again, you have to be lucky to be good at fantasy football. I'm not a lucky person. Last year, we had to take the hard way to win a championship, and this year, it's going to be the exact same thing. It sucks. I don't think I can do it again. I think the odds are very slim that I can pull that off again, but we're going to find out come the playoffs because I'm not going to have a bye in this league, and I'm going to have to win 3 games. So fingers crossed we can win a game in the first round of the playoffs to get that 10K. Congratulations to Nick. And I hate everything.
You know, I kind of like that idea that Nathan had, you know, doing the math for the trade. So I thought I would go ahead and I would do that as well. As you can see, +7 for my side. So I don't know. If you hadn't made that trade, Avery, maybe you would have won this week.
Well, week 9 is in the books in the Flock League, and unfortunately, we had 2 major sweats on Monday Night Football. Myself against Badake. Marvin Harrison Jr. got it done for me with 22.6 points, but unfortunately, the Cowboys special teams decided to score a touchdown and end up dropping me to a 5-4 record, and Zero Dark Avery coming into this game needed about 14 points from Javonte Williams. He gets only 7. So the 3 and the 4 seed in the Flock League go down with a loss, which puts the standings. I mean, everybody else's matchup was decided. Nathan takes down Thomas, the editor. Danny Ladd falls to Sammy Stacks. Green Means Money, the dev team, falls to Sal. Zach falls to Mason, of course, with Jaden Daniels and Bill not doing much on Sunday Night Football. So looking at the league standings, we have a situation now where there is a lot of separation between Mason at 7-2, Sal at 8-1, and the rest of us. Avery, myself, and now Sammy at 5-4 after a big win for him. Thomas, Devs, Danny, and Nathan all sitting at a 4-5 record. And then we have Zach down at 3-6. Badake now up to 3-6 after starting 0-6. So he's on a 3-game heater. And then Nick finally getting off the schneid at a 2-7 record. I would say gonna be an interesting ride. However, we do need to wait and see what's going to happen because this playoff race, seeds 3 through 6, definitely wide open for the taking. Even some of these 3-6 teams in the running for it.
Yes, I may be going bald. And yes, I may cry myself to sleep every night. But tonight, I'm not crying myself to sleep. Bald boys, we are so up.